Hello friends, today let us see the basic structure of carbohydrates, particularly monosaccharides. This is the part of basic biochemistry unit 4 of microbiology syllabus of our university. Carbohydrates or saccharides are the most abundant biological molecules with generic formula CH2ON. The example is glucose, glucose having formula C6H12O6. Some of the monosaccharides, they may have nitrogen or sulfur atoms in their formula. Functions of carbohydrates: they are the source of energy. They are used as fuel by our body. For example, glucose, which is oxidized via glycolysis, then tricarboxylic acid cycle, and then electron transport chain to provide ATP molecules which give us energy for our metabolic reactions. The storage carbohydrates like glycogen and starch, they are also made up of glucose. So ultimately they provide energy. Some of the carbohydrates are structural element like N-acetylglucosamine and N-acetylmuramic acid of present in the cell wall of bacteria, and in fungi chitin is present in the cell wall. In plants, cellulose and hemicellulose are present in their cell wall. So these are the structural elements of cell wall. Then some of the carbohydrates, monosaccharides, for example ribose and deoxyribose, are the components of DNA, RNA and some of the nucleotides like ATP. What are exactly the monosaccharides? They are the sugars that cannot be further hydrolyzed to simpler sugars, and they are polyhydroxyaldoses or ketoses. Like here the structure of glyceraldehyde is shown, which is 3 carbon sugar glyceraldehyde, and also the dihydroxyacetone is shown. So glyceraldehyde is an aldo sugar and dihydroxyacetone is a keto sugar. Notice the difference in the aldehyde and ketone groups of glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone. In glyceraldehyde, 2 hydroxyl groups are present. Similarly, in dihydroxyacetone also 2 hydroxyl groups are present along with the carbonyl carbon atom. So here also the structure of glucose is shown, which is a hexose that is containing 6 carbons. Carbon number 1 is carbonyl carbon, and then 5 other carbons, in which you notice there are 5 different hydroxyl groups. So carbohydrates are polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones. They are classified on depending on their carbonyl groups, aldose or ketos, or also monosaccharides are classified on the basis of number of carbon atoms like trioses, 3 carbon atoms, tetroses, 4 carbon atoms, pentoses, 5 carbon atoms, and so on. In this slide, you will also notice that there is L isomer and D isomer or glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde is taken as the reference compound to compare it with the other molecules to decide whether it is L isomer or D isomer. So you will notice that in carbon atom number 2, carbon atom number 1 is carbonyl group in glyceraldehyde, then carbon atom number 2 and is asymmetric carbon atom, and carbon atom number 3 is CH2OH. So if you notice the configuration around carbon atom number 2, when the OH is returned towards left, then it is L isomer, and when the OH is returned towards right, then it is D isomer. Now other stereoisomers are also possible. For example, if you carefully see the structure of glucose, there are 6 carbon atoms. Carbon number 1 is aldehyde group, and then carbon number 2 to carbon number 6 are hydroxyl groups. Then if you, why this is called as sugar. For deciding that it is D-glucose, what is considered is the most distant hydroxyl chiral carbon having hydroxyl group, which is most distant from the carbonyl group. That is, carbon number 1 is carbonyl group and carbon number 5 is the most distant asymmetric carbon atom which is present. Here how many carbon atoms are asymmetric? They are shown in red arrows. Carbon number 2, 3, 4 and 5 are asymmetric carbon atoms, means chiral centers in which the carbon is attached to 4 different types of groups. So hence it is asymmetric, and since 4 groups are present, 4 asymmetric carbons are present, there are 16 stereoisomers possible. So for deciding the D or L glucose, carbon atom number 5 is considered, and its configuration is compared with D and L glyceraldehyde. So when the hydroxyl group of carbon atom number 5 is towards right side, then it is D-glucose. When it is towards left side, then it is L-glucose. Remember, it is the configuration of carbon number 5 which is most distant asymmetric carbon atom from carbonyl group, that is carbon number 1. Here glucose also, in glucose, since it is a keto sugar, there are 3 asymmetric carbon atoms and hence 8 stereoisomers are possible. The stereoisomers with different configurations of any of the other chiral carbon atom of the chain constitute different sugars. For example, except carbon number 5 of glucose, carbon number 2, 3 and 4 are the chiral centers present in glucose molecules. So depending on the configuration of carbon atom number 2, 3, 4, the stereoisomers are possible. For example, here if you notice the structure of D-glucose and D-mannose, carefully see the structure of D-glucose and D-mannose. Where is the difference? See, carbon atom number 5 configuration is same, that is OH is towards right in both these sugars, so these are D sugars. But look at the configuration of carbon number 2, that is asymmetric. So in D-glucose, the carbon number 2 is having OH towards its right, and in D-mannose the carbon number 2 is having OH towards left. So glucose and mannose are the stereoisomers. Here you will also notice glyceraldehyde 3 carbon aldose, then erythrose is 4 carbon aldose, that is tetrose. D-ribose and D-arabinose are pentoses, then glucose, mannose, galactose are hexoses. Here in this slide you will notice that there is dihydroxyacetone, a 3 carbon keto sugar. 4 carbon is D-erythrulose, that is tetrose. 5 carbon D-ribulose, that is pentose. D-fructose is a hexose. We have seen that monosaccharides are polyhydroxyaldoses or ketoses. So there are more than one hydroxyl groups in the chain and one carbonyl group. So when the alcoholic group, that is the OH group of monosaccharide attached to a carbon atom reacts with the aldehyde carbonyl group, aldehyde group of the same chain, then a hemiacetal is formed, in which the oxygen of the OH group forms bond with the carbon having carbonyl group. Similarly, in ketosis also, the alcoholic OH group may react with the carbonyl group, that is the ketone group. So oxygen of the alcohol is forming bond with the carbon of carbonyl group, and this is hemiketal. See in this slide, this is again D-glucose, which is having 5 different hydroxyl groups, and in blue the carbonyl group is shown, and in red 5th carbon hydroxyl group is shown. So when this hydroxyl group of 5th carbon reacts with the C double bond O group of 1st carbon, then ring structure is formed, which is called as glucopyranose. It is 6-membered ring structure having 5 of its member as carbon atoms and 1 oxygen as its member of 6-membered ring. So this is glucopyranose. What you will notice that when the glucose is written in straight chain form, see towards the left hand side, then carbonyl group, if you consider, the carbon number 1 is not asymmetric or not chiral, but after the ring structure is formed, carbon number 1 becomes asymmetric. It is called as anomeric carbon number 1, and the configuration around this anomeric carbon, the configuration is considered for deciding whether the sugar is alpha or whether the sugar is beta. When OH of the first carbon is written below, then it is alpha D glucose, and when OH is written on the upper side, then it is beta D glucose. So alpha D glucopyranose. Similarly, see the structure of fructose. Here the OH of 5th carbon is forming bond with the carbon atom number 2, and a 5-member ring structure resembling that of furan is formed. So this is called as alpha D fructofuranose. The structure is here furanose, alpha D fructofuranose. Again, when OH of now second carbon will be considered as anomeric carbon, and OH when it is written below, then it is alpha D glucose, and when it is written on the upper side, then it is beta D fructose. Two anomers freely interconvert in aqueous solution. At equilibrium, D-glucose is a mixture of the beta anomer 63.6% and the alpha anomer 36.4%. So these were the basic concepts related with the structure of monosaccharides. In next presentation, we will see the structure of disaccharides and polysaccharides. Thank you.